Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
Hi, I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. The father of the effortless English system that trains you, that teaches you to speak English fluently, speak English powerfully, speak English confidently, think in English, speak English effortlessly when you commit to my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com. Commit, don't quit at effortlessenglishclub.com. Live show on Sunday. Today's show, kind of a relaxed show today. I don't have any big topic to talk about, so I think mostly I'll answer questions and comments. So it's a Sunday today, so this will give me a chance to spend a little more time answering questions and comments of all different kinds, just whatever your questions and comments are today. And I just have a couple announcements first, and then we'll get started with the Q&A. Q&A means questions and answers. Q&A. Today's kind of a Q&A show. Let's see. First announcement is tomorrow. Tomorrow I am interviewing Anthony Arvanatakis. Anthony Arvanatakis. And let me just confirm it's tomorrow. Is that right? 10... I need to double check this time. I've got 10 p.m. Japan time, but I think that's wrong. I thought it was 5 p.m. I need to check it. I think it's 5 p.m. I think it's 5 p.m. Japan time tomorrow. So I'll double check that and we'll see. So anyway, Anthony is the author of a book called Homemade Muscle. Homemade Muscle, meaning you make the muscle at home. And that's also his website, homemademuscle.com. And it's also his Twitter handle, Homemade Muscle. All one word, homemade. Homemade. Homemade, and then muscle, M-U-S-C-L-E. Homemade Muscle. He's a natural bodybuilder, maybe you could call him, but he's focused on body weight exercises. That's his specialty. Body weight exercise. So getting stronger and some more muscle, adding muscle with using body weight exercises. So not weights, not the gym, doing it at home. That's why he calls it homemade muscle. So home workouts. How to work out at home but still get very strong and get good muscles. And if you go to his website, you'll see his pictures. He's very muscular guy. He's got good muscles. He's a very strong guy. I quite like his programs. I have used his programs in the past. I will be again when I finish all this fasting I'm doing, the most aggressive fasting now. I'll continue fasting in the future for my whole life now, but this kind of aggressive fasting I'm doing now to lose weight. When I finish that, then the next step for me, I want to build some muscle. Again, I'm not trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just want to build a little bit of muscle, increase my strength. So that'll be stage 2, step 2, and I will be using his programs, Anthony's programs. And maybe a few others, some other people I want to have on the show too that Pavel Tsatsouline is a really interesting guy, strength expert. He's Russian, but speaks English, lives in America now, I think. And what's his name? Al Kavadlo. Definitely. I want to interview him too. So anyway, body weight exercises tomorrow. Look on my Gab or my Twitter. I'll announce the time. I need to double check the time. My calendar says 10 p.m., but I think that's the wrong time. So I got to double check. What else? I guess that's all. That's all. Those are my announcements. Let's go to the questions and comments today. So just lots of time for questions and comments. Lots of people saying hello as usual. So just hello to the same crew, the usual crew. Lots of people joining. Let's see. What is the difference between accent and pronunciation? There's an interesting question from Lalim. Well, they're closely connected. An accent is a kind of pronunciation pattern, right? So if you have a New York accent, it means that New Yorkers pronounce English in a certain way, right? They have their own unique pattern. Or you have a Southern accent, that means Southerners have a special kind of pronunciation. For example, Southerners will stretch words a lot, right? Hey, how you doing? Doing, right? They'll stretch out the words a little more. They drop the G sometimes, like on ing words like doing, going, fishing. They'll often drop the G and they'll just say doing, going, fishing. And there's other parts of the Southern accent, but you see what I mean. Pronunciation is just the sound. It's how you say the sounds, how you say the words. The accent is the pattern, right? And it's usually connected to some region, some area, some group of people. Fernando, good to see you. Nice. Thank you, Alexi. Good. Someone asking about the baby, Ziaur Rahman. Babies are doing well. Our baby boy, who is home now from the hospital, is doing much better at home. He's growing. He's getting bigger. He's eating well. He looks a lot better. He's much better at home. Thank you. Wow, Chihat says, I learned English with you 10 years ago. Time flies. Indeed it does. Looks like you're a snowboarder, too. Let's see, what else? Maxim from Ukraine with a nice Ukrainian flags. Hi, Ukraine. AJ, great guru. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the best English course and life improvement. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Mustafa says, Mustafa Arman. I am Arman from Bangladesh. A couple of scientific researchers say fasting has a lot of benefits, more than a couple, as well as God ordered us to fasting. Fasting has great benefits. Oh yeah, I just broke my fast. I guess that's an announcement. I just broke my 2-day dry fast. So 48 hours, no food and no water. This is the first time for me to do a dry fast, no water. And honestly, it was easier than I expected. I was a little bit nervous about it. Honestly, I was nervous about. I've done water fast, the salt water fasting. I've been doing for 10 days, and honestly, that has become quite easy now. So, but I was a little worried about no water for 2 days. In my plan, my plan was only 1 day, right? I started the dry fast. Dry fast means no water. Also, nothing. So I started the dry fast 2 days ago, when I started, I said just 24 hours because I was nervous. I thought, oh my God, no drinking. I'm going to be so weak. I'm going to fall down and I'm going to feel terrible. I'll have terrible headaches. I imagined all these terrible things because of dry fasting for even 1 day. But then yesterday, after 24 hours, I felt totally fine. Totally fine. I felt great. I had high energy. I did a show yesterday. I did that show for Brave New World yesterday. That was after 24 hours of dry fasting. No food, no water, nothing. And felt totally fine. So I thought, well, I'm going to do 2 days. Let's keep going. I'll do 1 more day. So again, today I felt tired, but I did feel tired, and I certainly felt very thirsty, and but a little tired, not exhausted. Not exhausted, not miserable, just a little tired. I still went with a walk today. My wife and we went to a nearby Shinto temple with the babies. We walked around, went to the grocery store. So I was walking around today. I was okay. It was surprisingly easy. I was quite surprised. Now, why was it easy? Probably because already for 10 days I have been fasting with just the water, salt water. Right? I'm doing all these back to back fasts, like 2-day fasts. Back to back. So I think my body is quite adjusted now, burning fat, and it's adjusted. My body's used to fasting a lot. So the dry fast was not so bad. I don't recommend a 2-day dry fast immediately. Like your first time, don't do 2 days without food or water. Probably too much. Start with the salt water fast. It's a good way to get confidence and to teach your body to do fasting in a way that's more gentle, much more gentle with salt water. Much more gentle with the salt and potassium water. It's both, not just salt and potassium. You want both in the water. But when you drink that water, it makes the fast much easier. And so you do a lot of those first. Do a bunch of those, 2 days, 3 days on the salt and potassium water. And then your body will be more used to it, more adjusted. Your mind will be more confident about fasting. You won't be afraid of it so much. Then you could try dry fasting. You could try just 1 day first. Do a 1-day dry fast, 24 hours. Try that. How does it feel? And if it's no problem, then try a 2-day. So that's how you do it. Just build up to it. But anyway, I feel great. I just drank some water, so I'm done with the dry fast. I'll eat tonight, and then I'll start a new fast. My next fast will be 2 days, but it'll be a water fast. It'll be a salt potassium fast. I might do another dry fast later this week. Later this coming week. But the next one will be another water fast. Okay, Uday says, I've got listening skills, but still feel weak at speaking. Okay, now first of all, it's a normal situation. It's also good that your listening is excellent, so that's fantastic. So probably now it's more of a psychological thing where you need to push yourself a little bit to just not hesitate so much. So just start practicing. One great way to work on speaking is to focus on pronunciation. Look at some of my old YouTube videos about pronunciation, or I'll give you several techniques for practicing pronunciation. You could get my pronunciation course, and that will get you used to, get your mouth moving in English and get you used to the sounds and starting to speak more. It will really help your speaking fluency too. So that'll probably be a good next step for you. Yin says, hi from Myanmar, also known as Burma. Yes, I know. I'd like to visit Burma someday. A few people have been asking about writing in English. So the general advice I give is to read lots and lots and lots of books. That is the first and most important step and way to improve your writing. Real books, not textbooks. Real books, storybooks, nonfiction, whatever. That's also, Dr. Krashen's research says the same thing. It's the best way to improve writing skills is a huge amount of reading. Oh, yes. Happy Father's Day. Jalel Jire Jamark says, happy Father's Day, AJ. Thank you. This is my first Father's Day as a dad, my first one. So, yeah, quite happy. Thank you so much. And happy Father's Day to all fathers out there listening and watching. Hope you all had a great Father's Day today. Yasin asks, can you explain the highlights of your pronunciation course? Well, it uses kind of, it's as always, it's a deep learning course, so there's lots of repetition. You get each unit, you'll get a couple different audios, and what you do is you'll go through like 5, I think it is, techniques using that same audio where you're listening and copying my pronunciation, where you're doing the shadowing technique, where you might be using the text some and reading aloud and then recording yourself. So it's a bunch of these techniques you use in each unit. And there's different speeds. There's like a slow speed and then a fast speed. So first you can practice with the slow audio and get used to, working on your pronunciation at a slow and careful speed. And then you go to the faster audio, the normal speed audio, and you work on the same techniques again at the faster speed. So in this way, you will step by step train and improve your pronunciation and your fluency. It'll help your fluency too, your speaking speed. Paula says, hi, I'm from Sardinia in Italy. Hey, we have a great member named Julia who's also in Sardinia. Maybe you guys could meet someday. So hi, Paula. How long? Hin says, how long can I use your VIP program? As long as you want. You can do 1 year. You can do 7 years if you want to. It's up to you. Suradet saying, can you tell me what's good food to eat after fasting? Like how to break your fast. That really depends, I believe. Now, this is just again, I am learning about fasting now by watching Cole Robinson's videos. I've watched a huge number of them already. So I'm kind of giving you information based on his information. So I think it depends on your goals. My opinion right now is that how you break your fast depends on what you're trying to do. And also if you're doing if you're doing the saltwater fast, the snake juice fast with potassium and salt, or if you're doing a dry fast. So dry fast, like for me right now, dry fast, well, you want to break it with water first, right? Don't go eating a huge meal after a big dry fast like this. Not good. So I just broke it with basically with that salt and potassium water, right? Because right now I'm dehydrated, right? My body doesn't have enough water. I've been losing water, not drinking. So I need to get some water in me, but not just plain water, because also during the fast, I'm losing salt and potassium. So I drank some water that has also salt and potassium. So I'm doing that for maybe about an hour, maybe a little more. Then I'll eat after that. Now, in terms of what should you eat after like a salt potassium fast, a water fast. So it depends on your goals. If you're trying to lose weight, if your number one goal is fat, to lose fat, then you want to eat a low carb or a zero carb meal and not a big one, not a huge one, right? If you're fat, you don't need to eat a huge meal after you fast. You don't want to do that. So you want to eat kind of a small meal. So for example, a lot of vegetables and maybe some meat or eggs or something like that. That'd be a nice meal to break your fast. That's the snake juice fast, where you're drinking water with salt and potassium. Drinking water with salt and potassium is very easy on your body. That kind of fasting is very gentle, so you don't need to worry too much about what you eat after. But don't eat junk. Don't eat junk. That destroys the whole purpose of the fast if you eat junk. So don't eat garbage. Don't eat sugary stuff. The only sweet stuff you could eat would be fruit. Fruit will be okay. But if you're trying to lose fat, don't eat the fruit, actually. If you're already thin, then fruit's fine. So that's basically the rules. Like right now, I'm eating low carb. I've got a little more fat to lose. Not much. You can see in my video, I'm not fat. I'm quite thin. In fact, I'm very close to my, really like my lean weight that I'm trying to get to. Very lean. I mean, my stomach is quite flat now. I've got just a tiny bit, just a little bit of extra fat there. I'm going to get rid of, probably need about, 10 more days, something like that, and I'll reach my goal. So anyway, that's my best thing is if you're trying to lose fat, keep it low carb and small low carb meal. If you're already thin, then just healthy food. Fruit's a nice gentle way to break a fast. You could eat some low sugar fruit like a grapefruit or an apple would be nice. Oh, Cecil, I'm gonna have to look up this question. A vocabulary question related to Brave New World. The author uses a lot the word pneumatic to describe women's aspects. Is it to insist on how they're seen as an object? Is it a usual English word? In French, pneumatic is related to technical objects, a car. Well, no, in English, pneumatic is also related to technical objects. It's a kind of, a tool, a kind of power method for tools and machines. So I don't remember how he used it to describe women. So I'm gonna need to go back and look at that because I need to see the situation. It's not usual to use a word like that to describe a woman. So I need to see the context. I need to see the situation. Interesting. I didn't even notice that before in the book. So I'll go back and look. Why do you not perform fasting as a form of your own religion? Well, I think it is a spiritual practice. What is your religion? I would call myself a Dharmi Buddhist, would be the closest way. Maybe just a Dharmi at this point, Sanatana Dharma. In terms of fasting as part of religion, yes, fasting is great as a religious practice. I support it very much, but it's not only that. This is the thing. Like, for example, Muslims, you can fast more. Okay. Yes, Ramadan's great, but you're not limited to Ramadan. You can continue to fast after Ramadan if you want to. Why not? Hindus fast in Shravan, but you're not limited to that. I mean, Mahatma Gandhi fasted all the time. Read his book. Mahatma Gandhi was constantly fasting. He fasted for health reasons. He fasted for religious reasons. He fasted for political reasons as a way of protesting against the British. He would do long, long fasts to protest something the British were doing against the Indians, right? To fight for independence. So Gandhi's a great example. He was very religious, so he definitely fasted for religion and for religious purposes. But he also fasted for health. When he got sick or something, he would fast to heal himself. And then political reasons. He also even did it for political reasons. So fasting is amazing. Health, religion, mental health. If you're depressed, fast. If you're really feeling depressed, like your brain chemistry is messed up, you're feeling depressed, fasting can help that too. So there are many, 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 many benefits to fasting and many reasons to fasting. And I support all of them. They're all good. They're all good. And weight loss is just another one. It's the best possible way to lose fat. So why limit yourself to just only this? It's all of that. Why do you think it's so powerful? Why is it so powerful? In fact, in terms of religion, I'm thinking of this. I want to encourage people to fast. I want to kind of inspire you all to try it. So in terms of the religious fasting, I think I might do some fasting, like join you all to support you. I have students who are Muslim. I have students who are Hindu, Dharmi. I have Buddhist students. I have Christian students, and I have non-religious, unreligious students. So I might just join you all fasting, just to support you, just to encourage you. So, for example, Shravan's coming soon for Hindus, for Sanatana Dharmis, and I plan to fast during that month of Shravan. And, I've been doing a little research about Lent, the Christian fast of Lent, which is before Easter. It's 40 days. And actually, the original, like the old Lent fasts were actually much more real fast. Now, Lent is not much of a fast, quite honestly. Not in America. I don't know, other countries maybe. And maybe Eastern Orthodox, it's more serious. But in America, Lent is kind of a joke now, I think. It's not even a fast. They let them eat all these snacks and stuff. It's not a fast. But traditionally, it was a fast. Traditionally, and in the past, it was a fast. So I would like to encourage Christians to fast during Lent, a real fast. A real fast. Don't eat during the day at all. One meal a day. Or maybe even a longer fast if you want to, but at least one meal a day. So I might, during Lent next year, also do a 40-day fast, one meal a day, or maybe longer sometimes, just to support and encourage my Christian students. During Ramadan, I'll probably do the Ramadan fast. I'm not Muslim, but I like to support my Muslim students. And for all the non-religious, right now I'm fasting. It's not a religious thing. I'm doing it to lose weight. I'm doing it for health. So you don't have to be religious because it still has many, many, many benefits of fasting. So let's not limit ourselves. You see the whole big picture. It's just a superpower. Oh, Giuliano. I forgot Giuliano Martellini is also from Sardinia. So we've got some Sardinians, Effortless English family. Fantastic. AJ, if you're a Buddhist, you should come and see Myanmar. I want to see Myanmar. Absolutely, I do. My friends, Kristen and Joe, visited Myanmar, said it was wonderful. Of course, I lived in Thailand, so I'm quite familiar with that area. Vietnam and Cambodia, Myanmar. Okay, Lexi, good question. I'm just going to be honest about it. What do you think, AJ? My friend who's 22 got rid of meat, completely vegetarian. Now he has a doubt about it. What's the better decision for men's health, to have some meat or not necessary? I can only speak for myself. I think for men, meat is good. I do. I actually do. And I was vegetarian for 12 years. But I was vegetarian, meaning I was eating eggs still. So I was still getting that kind of animal protein. When I tried to be vegan, like no milk, no meat, nothing from animals, my health dropped very fast. Very fast. I did not do well. Now, on the other hand, my friend Joe is a vegan. He has been vegan for many, many, many years, 15 or more years. He seems to be doing okay. But I know other vegans like who have a lot of health problems. When my wife tried to be vegan, lots of health problems very fast. It's complicated, but my belief is yes, meat is good, especially for men. Meat and fish, yes. I eat meat and fish now. I do believe it is healthy and good for men, and that vegan diets in general are not so great for men. There are exceptions, though. So my basic diet advice, like that kind of stuff, is try it yourself and just see, how do you feel? How do you feel? Like, do you feel like you're getting weaker, or are you still strong? Is your health okay? And look long term. Sometimes a diet is okay for 1 year, but after 5 years, they can start to have problems. So that's my best advice. He should just, get a feel for how does it feel for him. And how's his muscles doing? How's his strength? How's his energy, his overall health, and make that decision. But I can't tell anyone what to do about that. Hussein Oskan says, I listen to BBC and VOA. Sometimes I run into new words I don't know the meaning. Should I use a dictionary? Probably not for that. I would say no. Just try to guess the meaning and keep listening. This is just my personal opinion. When listening, trying to use dictionary all the time is very distracting. It's easier to use a dictionary when you're reading. when you're reading, right? Especially if you have an ebook, because then you can just tap the word with your finger and you see the meaning immediately. But for listening, I'd say generally it's good. If you have the text, then you can use a dictionary. But if not, don't worry about it. Just guess the meaning. Keep listening. Keep listening. Try to get the main ideas. You'll get better. This is a good question. Is it Cecile? Sorry about I mispronounced your name. What are the benefits of dry fasting compared with usual fasting, like the water fasting with the salt potassium? Well, according to Cole Robinson, I don't know from my own experience yet, but according to him, dry fasting is better for healing, like if you're sick. For example, he has cured and helped many cancer patients to recover from cancer, to beat cancer, using dry fasting, aggressive dry fasting. So kind of serious healing, fairly serious diseases, skin problems, these kind of things, the dry fasting is more powerful. Now, the other fasting still helps, but for really serious diseases, I think dry fasting is especially important. I don't have a serious disease. I just want to experience it, honestly. I'm just kind of experimenting. I don't really need to dry fast, probably, but I just want to try it. But I think the key is it helps more for healing. For just like weight loss and overall general health, if you're already fairly healthy, probably just the salt potassium water is fine. That kind of fasting is much easier, and for probably most people, that's all you need. Wow, Dalal says, temperature in Kuwait reaches 51 Celsius. Wow. And we fast. We still fast. Yeah, that's amazing. That's hardcore, man. Luckily, the weather here during my dry fast was quite cool today and yesterday too. So that was not a problem for me. Evgenia, good to see you again. Nice new photo. I want to say thank you too. I'm listening to the VIP course already, 2.5 months. I like it a lot. It's really not only about English. After each lesson, I'm starting to think about something new, how to be better, how to help, how to improve, and it's wonderful. Thanks a lot. Well, thank you. That's quite the testimonial. I appreciate it, Evgenia. And as always, thanks for joining live because you're one of our regulars. Thank you. Okay, let's see if I can pronounce your name here. Najibuddin Abdul Aziz. I'm Indonesian in the Aceh area. Very interested in you. I want to learn English correctly. Where to start? Start with my free email course or my book. Just go to my website, effortlessenglishclub.com. At the bottom, you'll see an email form. Enter your email. You'll get free information. It kind of describes my system, the 7 rules, all of that stuff. That's the best place to start. Babu Ali says you should take a rest for a couple of hours. It'd be better for your health. Regards from Turkey, Dr. Babu Ali. Yes, I will. I'll take a rest. This is not. I'm not really spending much energy. I'm sitting down talking to you, so this is restful already. It's actually a break from my babies. Babies don't let me rest much. Rodrigo, how do I improve my listening? Help. Well, Rodrigo, it's really kind of simple. You just got to do a lot of listening. Audiobooks are good. audiobooks, get a lot of those because you can get the book and the audiobook, use the text to understand new words. And then the main thing, Rodrigo, that you need to do is a lot of repetition. I think this is the one mistake people make in terms of listening. They might listen to a lot of things, but they don't repeat the same audios. And that's what you need to do. You need to repeat the same audios. Like in my courses, you repeat the same audio every day for a week or more, and even 2 times a day. So you're repeating every audio at least 14 times. Better, even more is better. And you can do the same here with my podcast. Listen to the same episode, the same show, several times, not just one time. This repetition really helps with understanding. It will build your listening skill. So repetition. Anand asks, my mother often complains, fasting raises heat in her body. She's 47 now. Have you experienced anything like this? Yes, I have. Yesterday. Today, no, but yesterday and a few other days this week, fasting on the salt water. Definitely there's some times where my body heats up, get really warm. Actually, right now, I'm a little warm. I think it's the fat burning. I think that's the body starting to burn fat. And when your body really starts burning fat completely, no sugar in your body anymore, so your body's only burning fat, it kind of warms up your body. It's not a bad thing. Tell your mom not to worry about it. It's nothing bad. It's not unhealthy. It's the opposite. It's healthy. It's good. So but yeah, you'll feel warm sometimes. Cecil again says, do you think your body will try to regain some fat when you re-eat, or fasting will be a way of life? Well, number one, fasting will be a way of life. Yes. 2, I'm not worried about it, because the great thing about fasting is it breaks food addictions. It breaks the addiction to sugar and other junk food. I have zero desire now for junk food. The only sweet thing I want to eat is like some fruit, maybe. So it actually helps you regain a healthy way of eating so that the fat doesn't come back. Well, we will see though, won't we? You guys can watch and see what happens. Let me be I'm your guinea pig, right? I'm the one experimenting. So I'll do this to myself, and then you all can see the results and decide for yourself. Nassertel says, I commit to swimming every day, an hour or more for 2 months. By now, I'm 1 week left to be done. My problem is when I finish the exercise, I'm always really hungry. Well, that's good though. I eat almost twice of my regular eating. I'm worried about weight gain. What kind of things? I only want muscles. Try to just, re-eat, but try to keep your carbs not too high. Swimming you don't need a huge amount of carbs for swimming. For lifting weights you do, but not huge, but you need some. But for jogging and walking and swimming, if you're doing it fairly slowly, you don't really need many carbs. So re-eat, but keep the carbs low. Oh, Fernando asked. Funny you're asking about this. Do you know about the man who did a crime with police officers in Osaka? Yes, I've heard they're doing announcements. It's so funny to me because they're freaking out. Some man attacked a police officer in Osaka and took his gun. And now he's running around, so nobody knows where he is. But they're the Japanese are going crazy about it. They're doing announcements all over the city, telling some people to stay indoors. As an American, man, that's nothing to me. It's kind of a joke to me. It's one guy with a gun. So I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. But it shows you how safe Japan is. They think this is kind of some scary thing. It doesn't scare me at all. Hey, Maxim's the follow-up says, thanks to your course, I began to understand spoken English much better. In 10 days, I plan to visit the UK. I'll try my skills gained in your course. I really want to try the rule of natural phrases. I'm going to Wales, and there will be some peculiarities of the language. Yeah, they might have peculiarities of, I know Welsh is famous for the spelling is horribly difficult. I don't know what a Welsh accent sounds like, but you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Van Lee says, your voice is clear. I understand all your speeches, which you give us. Thank you so much, and happy Father's Day. Thank you very much. Dong asks, have you ever visited Vietnam? Yes, many times. I've done big seminars and speeches in Vietnam. Many times. In Hanoi and down in Saigon, too. I'll be back to Vietnam eventually. Okay, a couple more, then I'm going to go and eat some food, finally. Someone's missed out on our book club. GM Himali, good to see you again. What do you think about English literature? I'm not sure whether you've done any lesson with regard to this part. Oh, but I have, just yesterday. I'm interested in this subject. Congratulations with Father's Day. Thank you. As always, thank you for your valuable teaching. Good health for you and all members of your family. Yes, that's why I have the book club, GM. That's what we're doing. We're doing English literature, English language literature. Well, in this case, English, because Aldous Huxley is English, was English. So we're doing books. We're reading books and discussing them, literature. About half of it's literature, meaning it's fiction and kind of more classical books. And the other half we do nonfiction, which is not really literature. But, we've done Animal Farm and George Orwell, also British. We're doing Aldous Huxley's Brave New World right now. And we did The Alchemist, which is actually technically Brazilian, but English translation. So we'll continue doing this. So that's kind of our way of learning some literature, our book club. Cecil again with a good question. Lots of good questions, Cecil. Cecile. I'm not sure what language that is. Do you think you will interview some of your successful Effortless English students for inspiration? That will be great. I will. I've done it before. I will do it again. I have a list of people. I've got a big list of people to interview, and I have some of our students on there. Hey to Georgia, Sakartvelo. Good to see you. Mikhail says, is it safe to do dry fast when temperatures in Poland are over 30 degrees? I'm curious because I'm drinking 2 liters of water and want even more. It'll be harder, more difficult. I'm not a big expert on dry fasting. I've only done this one. I would go to Snake Diet, Facebook, and Snake Diet, YouTube, and ask Cole Robinson that question. Ask him. He'll have better advice. I'm sure he's going to tell you, yes, do it anyway. Doesn't matter. But honestly, I would do some of the water fast first, the salt potassium water fast first, because they're just easier. And then maybe do a 1-day dry fast if it's really hot and see how that feels. Again, the dry fast mostly are for healing serious diseases. So if you don't have a serious disease or some serious skin problem or something, you don't have to do the dry fasting. Like I said, I'm doing it more like an experiment. I don't really need to do it. I'm just doing it. I just want to see what it's like. Anatoli says, 2 days ago was Nirjal Ekadashi. According to the Hindu tradition, it was good to fast without water on that day. Oh, well, I was fasting on that day, right? 2 days ago. No, maybe I just missed it. Did you know about Ekadashi? I don't. Send me information, please. I'm very curious. I'm very curious about any traditional fasts like this. So if you could, on Gab or Twitter, send me information about Ekadashi. Nirjal Ekadashi. I don't know about it. Of course, I'll try to remember it and look online, but I might forget. So if you could send me a message, Twitter and Gab, I'm AJ Hoge, AJHOGE. Send me a link. I'll read about it. Momir Isengard. What is the benefit of fasting? Fasting improves brain function? Question mark. Yes, it improves brain function. Absolutely. It will clear your thinking very quickly. Improves your mood and your emotions. Your body will heal. If you have any kind of sickness in your body, disease in your body, problems in your body, they will begin to heal with fasting. It causes growth hormone to go up, which will help your to gain muscle. If you're working out, you have to work out. But if you're working out and you do some fasting, you will gain more muscle because of the growth hormone increase. It will break addictions. Fasting breaks addictions. If you have an addiction to alcohol, if you have addiction to drugs, if you have an addiction to nicotine, to food like sugar, you can break it with fasting. It's the best way that I know to break addictions. There are spiritual benefits. If you do prayer and meditation, fasting will increase the power and the concentration of those. Those are and weight loss. Oh yeah, the final one. If you're fat, this is the number one way to lose fat. Fasting. There's no better way than fasting, right? Stop eating. So losing fat, this is the healthiest, fastest, best way to lose fat. So there you go. A long list of benefits. There are probably more, but that's just my short list of great benefits. All right, I'll take a couple more and then time to go. Oh, Heineck asks, what about an interview with Steve Kaufman? I have interviewed Steve Kaufman. We have had, look on my YouTube channel. I already have an interview, maybe a couple interviews with Steve Kaufman. We've talked a few times, he and I, and did it as an interview, as a recording. He's great. I love Steve Kaufman. He's fantastic. I 100% agree with everything he says. Of course, he's a much better language learner than I am. You know, I'm more focused on teaching of English, my own language. But still, even though I'm coming from the teaching side and he's coming from the language polyglot side, we totally agree on the methods and the general philosophies. And he is wonderful. I'm a member of Link. I'm a member of his program, Link, still a member. I've not been active recently, but you know, whenever if I need to revive some Spanish, bring it back alive a little bit, I will go there and use Link. So Steve Kaufman's fantastic. Yeah, I'll try to have him back on for sure. Good idea. Why not? He's great. Yeah, I'm seeing. Then we have the Buddhist side of fasting. For Buddhism, fasting is the first step to wisdom. Indeed. It's not, Buddha himself fasted quite a lot. Quite famously, he did a very extreme fasting, and later he came back and said, okay, the extreme is not so good, but the middle way, but still supports fasting. Monks fast, all different kinds of fasts for Buddhist monks. Absolutely. 100%. Oh, Alita's asking about changing religion, saying I was a Christian. No, I've never been a Christian, actually. I was raised with no religion. My parents did not have any religion. I think they're Christian now, though. I think they have become Christian later in life. But when I was a child, basically no religion at all. And I just started to, read about all different religions. And I just very interested in religion and philosophy in general. And I was led sort of towards Buddhism and practiced that for many years. And but then really found that the Buddhism within Sanatana Dharma, I would say, is my religion. Buddhism as part of Sanatana Dharma, as a branch of Sanatana Dharma, and that's just the one that fits for me. Nice, McCall. Good luck with your fast, by the way. He says, I'm not fasting. I was in church in the morning and I was decided to do 24 to 48 hour fasts from tomorrow morning. Excellent, man. Good luck. Keep going. I think I'm not an expert, but just the little bit I've seen, I think the Eastern Orthodox churches, Christian churches, still have more of a fasting tradition than what we find in America, for example, where there's almost none anymore because Americans are lazy and fat, too lazy and fat to do fasting. Unfortunately, they should though. America needs fasting. It'll be the best possible thing for Americans, for their health, physical health, for everything, mental health, everything. I wish Americans would start learning to fast. I hope I will interview Cole Robinson if I can. I will bug him and bother him to try to get him onto my show because I really want to share his information. He's fantastic. He's Canadian, but Canadians are fat too. Yeah, like Rafiqul Islam says, one great benefit of fasting is it's very easy to get self-control. Now, that is a great general way to say it. You gain self-control. When you gain control over food, which so many people think, oh my God, I must eat. If I don't eat 3 times, I'll die. If I don't eat in one day, I'll die. But you won't. And when you get that control of fasting, the discipline of fasting, that power, that control, the self-control will affect all areas of your life. You'll get more self-control in every area. This is why you can break the addiction so easily. One of the reasons. It's also because your body's getting rid of the poisonous stuff. But mentally, it gives you that power and self-control, and then it breaks all those addictions, all of them. Nicely said, Rafiqul. All right, a couple more, and let me just jump to the bottom here. I'm behind. Yeah, like Rafiqul says, I saw the interview with Steve Kaufman. Great interview. He's really great. I'm always happy to recommend and promote Steve Kaufman. His book is great too. I love his book. I listened when I was doing the Camino de Santiago. We were walking every day, so usually in the mornings, like Joe and I would listen to audios while we walked for a couple hours in Spanish, of course. And the 2 things I listened to most were, number 1, my friend Oscar's lessons, Oscar Payus, Unlimited Spanish, unlimitedspanish.com. Great Spanish lessons, unlimitedspanish.com. So I listened to those every day, walking. And the other thing I would listen to is Steve's audiobook, The Linguist, in Spanish. I listened to it in Spanish, his audiobook, and I just loved repeatedly listening to different chapters of that book. It's a great book. Get his book. Lots of people joining for the first time. Just want to say welcome to you all. Okay. One more. Claudio. We'll just get Claudio because we'll end with a success story. Claudio Bergamini says, I noticed a lot of improving with my English, even when I speak. Finally, one of my dreams is almost reached. Thank you, AJ. You're more than an English teacher. You're a life coach. Claudio, thank you for sharing that. And, congratulations to you because, of course, you did it. You did all the hours of listening. You did it. So congratulations to you, Claudio. That's great to hear. I love to hear those success stories. Love it. All right, guys, I'm going to go. It's kind of a short Sunday, relaxed Sunday. Hope you enjoyed the Q&A and the various topics. I'll be back again tomorrow. Lots of love to you. As always, join my VIP program. Commit, don't quit to my VIP program at, where do you go? EffortlessEnglishClub.com. That's where you commit to my VIP program, EffortlessEnglishClub.com.